question I have is from Ace Mace, probably not his real name. If it is, I apologize. Hi, Brent, thanks for the post. I am aware that this is no longer live. The irony is that your comment wasn't, but this is live. I understand if you didn't respond. Are you open to sharing who your most reliable suppliers are? Or do you have any tips on what to avoid entirely when searching for them? Or what draws you to the particular suppliers? Okay, great. So I don't necessarily have a list of reliable suppliers because it changes all the time and it really does depend on what product. The trick is, instead of having a list of suppliers, do I have a system for finding reliable suppliers? And yeah, that system is pretty much here. So I have this thing called a quotation request, right? So that's what I do. I send this bad boy out to the factory, and if they answer the questions correctly, I know it's a legit factory and not some Nigerian scammer pretending to be the factory. And if they answer these questions, I know by definition that they are most likely reliable. So that's it. So the questions I ask are all here. I'll give you a couple of them. I ask, have you exported to Australia? I ask them, where is your loading port located? And what are your minimum order quantities? If you can ask these questions, they often will reveal whether a supplier is reliable or not. Next is, he asks, what to avoid when searching for them. So I avoid people who can't answer these questions. So these are little bear traps. So if they screw these up, then I know to avoid dealing directly with them. So that's really it. I also like to avoid people who take too long to respond to my emails or don't actually answer the question I ask. My dad had a saying, I ask for a screwdriver, he gives me a hammer. That was very frustrating for my dad when he was importing, when he would get the wrong thing from a supplier. So that would be one of my best tips on avoiding. I'd also avoid factories that charge you too much. I would avoid factories that charge you too little, because that is obviously going to be a quality control. Also, I'd avoid factories that when you try and negotiate too hard, just agree with you, because often you need to hit a wall to know there's something real behind it, if that makes sense. So I hope that answers your questions, Ace.